Hey, what's up everyone? I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible due to the time on the phone. It's only at 11%. I've got to go lay it down on the charger pad. But I just wanted to continue my previous video. Several mess-ups happened in my previous video, as usually does happen when I tell the truth. They're stating now that was fake news when they stated Obama was doing Sharia law and martial law and all of that. Well, Sharia law, if you don't know about it, is Islamic religious law. And under the Constitution, it states you can't mix religious law with our nation's laws. It's just, you can't do that. They don't allow it. That means any type of religion, whether it's Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism, Buddhism, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. You're not supposed to incorporate it into the United States law under the Constitution. Well, I remember they were incorporating several laws in several places, including some places in Indiana, and people were frustrated about it because they were mandating it, pushing it, especially in states that had a majority of more Muslims than they did other people. And I remembered it happening. It wasn't fake news, but now they're saying that that's fake news. The implications, Trump's sharp contrast from Obama and Bush, and saying that he was saying false news, fake news, but no, Trump's told the truth. I'm telling the truth. I remembered it. I seen it. And they were treating it like, oh, when he remembered that several of them were cheering during the 9/11 event, they said that's fake news. He doesn't remember that. That can't be. It might have happened for him. Maybe that was an ME. Also, another thing is maybe it actually did happen and they're just hushing it. Also, many news articles I was going to look up as evidence from my previous video in this part 2, I can't find them. And I know it's not fake news because I seen it when it happened. I seen it. I witnessed it. Now they're saying that never happened. People in other states out west were complaining because the federal government were telling them they couldn't burn wood anymore. And they couldn't have their grandchildren, could not be helping on the farm because that's considered child labor. And it's considered child abuse. That was happening. People were being arrested for that. People under the previous administration were being arrested for reading the Bible. People under the previous administration were being arrested for having Bible study. It's true. It's a fact what the government was doing. People were afraid to say Merry Christmas. You go into a grocery store and they'd say Happy Holidays. Policy won't let us say Merry Christmas. They weren't allowed to show manger scenes, even though that's changed in the Bible and it says house and all of that. There was still a manger, but the wise men went to the house, and it's different for us now, but that's not what this video is about. The video is about President Trump and how he has done more than the previous administration. Everyone's stating, listen though, first of all, Obama had the potential to be a good president. He had the potential to make things happen. He had he conducted himself in a professional manner when speaking many times. He always thought he was cool, though. He always tried to act like, he was just cool. And he was for the celebrities and the big people and never helped the people at the bottom. He put a penalty on us. My mama doesn't have insurance and she can't afford insurance, so we would have a penalty for not having insurance on the taxes every single year that was going to go up, and it was going to triple, then quadruple. Every single year it was going to double. That was hard on us during tax time. President Trump ripped that up, and he got rid of that, took that out of the horrible Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. He ripped up several parts of it, kept key parts like the pre-existing conditions issue and all of that. He kept key parts that were important and got rid of the part that harmed people like us. Every year we had to pay out a whopping amount of money from taxes and have a lot taken out of our taxes, and this year it was going to triple just because Mama didn't have insurance. He got rid of that. They were trying to remove several, people couldn't even work on a farm. The industry was going downhill. Factories were being moved overseas. Vehicles were being made overseas. Rather than having America have jobs, they moved multiple jobs, outsourced them. All they kept talking about during the Obama administration was outsourcing. They even made a Simpsons episode about it. Mr. Burns was like, well, we've outsourced your jobs to India and China, yay! And it was true. Trump has tried to bring jobs back to America. The unemployment rate has gone down more than in any time in recent history. When he was president, now they're lying and saying the stock market went down. No, when President Trump, because he was a businessman, people started investing because they thought that the nation was going to be increasing in value, that our assets would increase because he's so good at business, but every turn they've made, they've tried to thwart him so he would not be successful. But when he got in there, people started investing, and the stock market went up. They said it had the highest increase they had ever seen in the stock market. Which pretty much, when the stock market goes up or down, that's a say or no say on how the industry goes. But I wish I did the stock market. I wish I knew what to invest in. If any of you all know what to invest in the stock market, which I guess if you did, you'd probably already be rolling in money, but that could be really helpful. But the stock market went up over 1,000 points. What they're reporting now is when he became president, the stock market went down. Now, talk about fake news. ABC News and George Stephanopoulos and all of those liars stated that it went down. No, it didn't. It went up. Another thing is, if you remember, how many police officers were killed during Obama's administration, he did not put a stop to it. And sadly, a lot of white officers were killed. And then some white people would do something to black people to start issues. And Charlie Sheen on his anger management show said, the race wars don't start till 2013. That was before 2013. And that's when the whole thing of race wars began with Zimmerman and all that. Trayvon Martin and all those issues. And officers were being killed every day in the line of duty like crazy during Obama's administration. Every day on the news, multiple officers shot, multiple school shootings, acts of terror. The Boston bombing happened under his administration. Acts of terror happened all over during his administration. Multiple school shootings, more than during this administration. There was a school shooting every few days during the previous administration. There were deals that were being made that were awful and hurt us financially, and every other country got the better end of the stick. They got the better end of the deal. President Trump wrote a book called The Art of the Deal because he's a businessman. Now, he's strictly business, and he knows how to handle business and money. That should be considered an asset to them, but what do they want to do? They look at it like all they can focus on is, look at his taxes, his tax returns we need to see, and he can't do business anymore, and he didn't even ask for any money for being president. And during the previous administration, several millions of dollars were given to support President Obama and Hillary Clinton from the Middle East. Countries like Iran were, and Obama was stating, if you help support me, then I'll do so-and-so. And he gave them money, the poor people over there, money so they would help support him. And that was stated, but CNN and all of them hushed it. Another thing is they were, this, and that's true news. I seen it. I witnessed all of this with my own eyes on a daily basis. The terror acts were rampant during the previous administration. And he says he's going to go in and blow the crap out of them. They slow down. There were beheadings posted on all of the television, on all of the media, social media, all over the internet. Beheadings, murders, attacks, gun violence, and it's like they said on America Dad, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Here, gun, here, kill someone. See? It was like, I mean, what idiot just goes out randomly shooting people anyway, unless there's some kind of a mind control situation, or someone threatens your family, goes on your property, and you have to do self-defense. I mean, those are just mindless killings. And they happened every day during the previous administration. Hundreds upon hundreds of people, officers and everyone, were killed every single year. And it just got worse and worse. And the Iran deal that he signed, they act like it was so great. But if you read the details of the Iranian deal, it gave them 10 years. President Obama said you have 10 years to not use any nuclear weapons, do not work with your nuclear facility, your nuclear program must stop for 10 years, and then you can do whatever. Does that make any sense? Also, Obama told them they had 72 hours that the United Nations was going to go in there with their vehicles and investigate and see if they had weapons capable of any type of major destruction, such as chemical weapons, nuclear weapons, any type of ballistic missiles. They were going to see if they had any on the premises. He gave them a certain amount of time, and by then, they moved them over to another country. Iran and Syria both did the same exact thing, and they moved them over to another country, hid them when the vehicles went in. You don't tell a country when you're going to go in and investigate. That's like telling this person, we're going to check to see if you have so-and-so, and we're going to see if the body's on your premises within 72 hours. But okay, but you have that much time to get rid of it. You know they're going to get rid of it and dispose of them. And they also, previous administration said, whatever you do, don't mess with North Korea. Don't try to make peace with them. You can't negotiate with them. Whatever you do, don't mess with Russia. We don't need to be friends with Russia. That's what they said. We don't need to be friends with Russia. They also created several, like I stated, the Sharia law. I seen it, Sharia law was being talked about by the people in the communities of Illinois and Indiana and other states, stating that they were incorporating it into their laws. And the lawmakers of the area were incorporating it and also banning Bible studies. That's not discrimination. There was discrimination against Caucasian people, white people, and people were being shot all the time. There still is discrimination against them, because it's like if you support the president, you're immediately a racist. That is being prejudiced against people who support the president. People are being run out of stores and run out of places for just supporting a particular side, a president or the administration. That is stupid. During the, I hope this video goes far, because they try to shun truth, but during the previous administration, that's what happened. And all kinds of killings were happening every single day on his watch. Did he stop it? No. They literally gave them 72 hours to remove their weapons over there before they went in to investigate and claim they found nothing. They were also forcing the Coming Beast system, forcing it. They were forcing everything to push at a technological rate to the point to where it was for total control. And it would have already been here had he not been in office. Had President Trump not made it in office. Something definitely caused him to be in office to put off things for now. 2029 to 30, I think, is a pivotal year. Now, I think 2033 is a really significant year between those times. Yeah, I think they're significant. But I just feel like this is the truth, and it needs to be stated. And he went in there and he stated, now they're saying, oh, he was being racist for calling her Pocahontas. Believe me, listen, I love the Native American Indians. I love their culture. I've stated that in many of my videos. But Nancy my phone is messing up. I don't know what it did. There we go. But not Pelosi. Elizabeth Warren was saying, oh, she's Native American Indian. And then she had to come back the other day, a few days ago, and state, I checked the results. I have very little, if no, Native American Indian in my blood. And so it turns out, all that time they were ripping on him about that, he was correct. And she used that on her college application to get her college for a lower or for free. Because that's what she used. She would always mark Native American Indian, and she wasn't. So Trump was right. And President Trump has thwarted many acts of terror. He has thwarted a huge disaster. Those other countries were threatening Hawaii. They were threatening Israel. They were threatening our allies. They were threatening us. And Putin and Obama never got along. And Obama could not stand Putin. He told President Trump not to negotiate with Russia. That we don't need to be. He told President Trump, that we do not need to negotiate with Russia. That they don't need to be our friends. That's what the media said too. And recently, President Trump said, "Hey, if you're not going to be on our side, I'm pulling away from this." And so that's why he ripped up those deals, peace deals, and all that, which really didn't work because there's been all kinds of chaos throughout the years anyway. But what he has done, I'll explain in other videos. That is positive for the nation. He has brought a lot of industry back, a lot of jobs back. He's brought a lot of America-based and American-focused interests. And they're now reporting the stock market went down when he became president. That's what they said on 3 major news outlets, ABC, NBC, and CNN, which I don't even listen to CNN. They were reporting that. That's not true. The stock market went way up when he became president, but they won't mention that because that was a positive. And many things, just many, 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 many things. He negotiated with China and told them, hey, we're going to tariff you, we're going to sock it to you. And then all of a sudden he said, I'm creating the worst deal first, and they'll have to work their way up. So then they said, finally, fine, we give in. They thought we would cave in, we didn't. They gave in to the negotiations. Now he said that we're going to tax them the same as they tax us for something, which is only fair. So, if you look at this, he's done so many various things for America. Put behind you what he said in the past, the things he said and done, like any other person in this world sins. Look at all the politicians. They swept under the rug what they did. They just swept it under the rug. That's the only reason why they even started the movement of trying to expose what they call truth, is because they want him out of there. They wouldn't care about people's issues. They wouldn't care about what people are going through. People have been abused and harmed throughout history, and it's wrong. It's very sad, but they're only looking into that so they can find the little things President Trump has said or done to get him out of office. That's all. I guarantee you they'll forget all about everything that's happened, that they've done when he's out of there. And you should look into the book, The Last President, and all that. That's quite interesting. And Barron Trump's Marvelous Adventures. Those are interesting. Quite prophetic, really. But anyway, I just wanted to share this. They've done many things during the previous administration that outlawed many things and took a toll on our country. And President Trump is trying to bring unity back and trying to bring things back how it should be for the people. But they can't see it for their own egotistical blindness. They just can't accept it. They're afraid because he's like a loose cannon to them. It's like Newt Gingrich stated. He hasn't squandered the secret societies. He hasn't been initiated and taken the blood oaths. He's not one of the elites, so they don't trust him because he's not for their agenda. He's on his own. And just watch some interesting interviews from the past of President Trump and all of that. So I just want to share. I'll share more very soon. Give him a chance and let him do what needs to be done and to keep the nation safe and help the people. He tried to create a health care bill for the people. Trump Care and very his own. And he had these plans that were a lot cheaper than Obama's crap. But they wouldn't let it go through. They thwarted that in every way they could. So, that's what they do. Not enough people get the care and the help that they need in this world. And he's trying to balance things out and help people if they just open up their eyes through their own self-obsessed bigotry and their own agenda and push that aside and just look in awe and wonder of what he's trying to do for everyone here. So, just had to share this. Much love, peace. I'll do another video very soon. May God bless us all. Bye.